Hey class, this is another video of our summer homework answer key. So we're looking at summer homework number 1, question number 11, continuing with some density problems. These are a little bit different. We're going to be identifying which has the greater volume, and in this case it specifically says explain each comparison. So we're going to be doing that with words. I'm not necessarily going to write everything down because you can put it in your own words, okay? But I'm going to want to talk through these problems. So let's look at the first one, 1.0 kilograms of feathers and 1.0 kilograms of lead. Now, at the top of this page, you've got a lot of data, a lot of different densities. You notice one thing that's missing in this is the density of feathers, and that throws students off. Sometimes they look at it and they go, holy cow, I don't have enough information. I don't know the density of feathers. Well, you do know something about feathers. If we're thinking about feathers and we're thinking about lead, let's just consider it for a second. I have the same mass. Let's think about a kilogram. A kilogram has a mass of, I don't know, this calculator might be kind of close to a kilogram. It's probably half a kilogram, okay? So if I have a kilogram of lead, that's something I can probably hold in my hand, okay? It's relatively heavy, okay? Would I need a huge amount of feathers or a small amount of feathers to be a kilogram? To be the same mass as lead? Would I need more feathers or less feathers to equal the same mass as lead? Well, I would need a whole lot more. So you do kind of know, even though you don't know the number of the density of feathers, you know that they are less dense than lead. Light as a feather is a word that we use. But it's not really just that they're light, they are less dense. They have a very low density. Yeah, we could have enough feathers that it would be very heavy. It would just take a bunch of them. Okay, so which one would have the greater volume in this case? It's the one that it takes more of it in order to have a greater mass. Okay, which one has the greater volume? The feathers. 1 kilogram of feathers is a huge pile compared to a kilogram of lead, which you could probably hold in your hand. Okay, which of these is going to have a greater volume? 100 grams of gold or 100 grams of water? Well, let's look at our densities. I've got water. I've got gold. If I have the same mass, I want to know which one has a greater volume. Well, if they've got the same mass, the greater volume is going to be the lower density. I know that sounds kind of counterintuitive, but if I have a low density, that means it takes a larger volume to make the same mass. These both have the same mass. So to have a greater volume, I'm going to pick the one with the lower density. So if I have 100 grams of gold, that's going to be like a gold bar or something. But 100 grams of water, that's going to be quite a bit more water. Okay? So that's just something to keep in mind as you're doing these, because density and volume are inversely proportional. They're inversely related. We get down here, 1.0 liters of copper and 1.0 liters of mercury. Again, you just got to compare your densities. Right? Or do we? Which has the greater volume? This is a unit of volume. 1.0 liters of copper, 1.0 liters of mercury. Those are both volume units. Since we have the same number, same units, and they're both volume units, I don't even have to worry about what it is. I know that they have the same volume. This is the same number, same units, and it is a volume unit. So be careful with the wording. You've got to know your units and what they represent. And I hope that was a good refresher on just the conceptual side of what density is.